And you know Mitt Romney. You worked with him at Boston Consulting Group, right? Am I back in the
I didn't work
past?
with him, but when I entered the Boston Consulting Group 35 years ago, something like that. He was, well, I was a young recruit, and he was already a star manager.
I've also known Bibi Netanyahu for a long time. We worked together at Boston Consulting Group. And therefore, before I made a statement of that nature, I get on the phone to my friend Bibi Netanyahu and say, would it help if I said this? What would you like me to do? Let's work together because we're partners. I'm not a bomb thrower, rhetorically or literally.
Good to see you, my friend. Thank you so very much. Nice to meet you. Thank you. This is my wife, Ann.
How are you?
Thank you.
How are you? Very good.
Why, it's
Good to see you again.
Indeed.
Wonderful.
Is this Greg?
This is my son, Josh. Yes.
Yes.
How are you? Nice to meet you.
Josh is Joshua.
And you know Mitt Romney. You worked with him at Boston Consulting Group, right? Am I back in
I
the
didn't work
past?
with him, but when I entered the Boston Consulting Group 35 years ago, something like that. He was, well, I was a young recruit, and he was already a star manager.
We stand with the Israeli people. We link arms with them. If we disagree with them, like this president has time and time again, we don't do it in public like he's done it. We do it in private. And we let the Israeli leadership describe what they believe the right course is going forward.
And as you said, Jerusalem is the capital of Israel, and Jerusalem will always be the capital of Israel. So welcome to Jerusalem, Mitt.
Thank you so much. Prime Minister, it's an honor to be here again in your home to meet your wife and your son. It's always an inspiring and moving experience to be in Jerusalem, the capital of Israel.
We serve the same cause, and we provoke the same hatreds in the same enemies of civilization. The United States and Israel have shown that we can build strong economies and strong militaries.
Mitt, I want to thank you for those very strong words of support and friendship for Israel and for Jerusalem that we heard today in your speech by the walls of Jerusalem.
We stand with our friend Israel. We are committed to a Jewish state in Israel. We will not have an inch of difference between ourselves and our ally Israel. The United States and Israel have shown that we can build strong economies and strong militaries. We serve the same cause, and we provoke the same hatreds in the same enemies of civilization. It's this century's nightmare. Jihadism, violent radical Islamic fundamentalism. Their goal is to unite the world under a single jihadist caliphate. To do that, they must collapse freedom-loving nations like us. As president, I'll strengthen our intelligence services, increase our military by at least 100,000, and monitor the calls Al-Qaeda makes into America. And we can and will stop Iran from acquiring nuclear weapons. I'm Mitt Romney, and I approve this message. Wouldn't it be nice if we had leaders like Ronald Reagan and George Bush and Jim Baker and George Shultz? Look, I was an independent during the time of Reagan-Bush. I'm not trying to return to Reagan-Bush. My positions don't talk about things that you suggest they talk about.
Dad and I both know what it takes to be president. And there's no doubt in our mind that Mitt Romney will be a great president.
He's a good man.
Wouldn't it be nice if we had leaders like Ronald Reagan and George Bush